ITV. I'm your host, Alethea. Today is really exciting because we have a returning guest, Russell Emmanuel, who is here to talk about his project, which we got to hear about last year, and we're going to see where it's moved on to. It's really exciting, so it's really nice to have you back.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, why did you want to come back and talk about this project? Is there something else going on now with it?
Well, I could officially say we got distribution for the film. It's a very big deal for us. The company that we signed with, this film, Staycation, is called Pop Entertainment, which is a subsidiary of Twin Engines Global. And they are the company that's distributing that trending horror film called Screamboat, which is like a Steamboat Willie type, Mickey Mouse type film. So yeah, so thank you, we're very happy. Now, it will not be called Staycation. It'll be called Apocalypse Death Party.
Wow, that's different, huh?
A little different.
Yeah, it's cool though. It gives you a little bit more of an insight what it's about, right?
Yes.
So for those of us those people that watching who didn't see it the first time around, can you tell us a little bit about how this film came about?
Yeah. Well, first off, this is a pandemic horror film. So that's why Apocalypse Death Party.
Yeah.
But it's done with a more satirical comedic twist. So basically, my inspiration was Paul Verhoeven's RoboCop, where it was a dark A story, was interspersed with these commercials and news programs that were very comical and funny. So this film is done in that style. That's why it's more of a comedy. How did we do this? We actually started filming before the vaccines during the pandemic which is COVID. So we filmed in November 2020, and we filmed piecemeal for 30 shoot days for 2 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What were some of the challenges about bringing this film, especially during this time?
COVID ate into our budget, especially working with the Screen Actors Guild. They had a lot of COVID restrictions, and it did eat up maybe about 10% of our budget. So yeah, I mean that was definitely a challenge, but we did pull through. Another challenge was because we filmed for 2 years was continuity, because several of our actors like Sean Kenny from Star Trek, he came back 1 year later to film and reprise his role, but it was basically a couple days later in the film, right? Even not 1 year later. So he had to match his look and everything. So,
and a time you couldn't get a haircut and things like that too, right?
Yes.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so when you were, I know it was a big challenge to bring this project to life, and I know you had a partner and there was a whole thing in this. Can you tell us a little bit about that? Yeah,
my filmmaking partner, well, first off, my filmmaking partner, shout out to him. His name is Emmanuel. He passed away in July 2023. He was at the very young age of 50, and it's very bittersweet that this film is done and has been doing as well as it has been at the festivals. It's been winning awards, and we got distribution, but he's not here to enjoy it, and he should be, because he was the writer, the editor, and the DP. Yeah. But another shout out, I don't know if we can call him at some point, is my
of course. So now you have another partner that's helping you with this.
Yeah.
I think we should call him.
Yeah, I kind of think if we can.
Yeah.
Okay?
Let's
okay.
hit him up.
Let's
see if he's up.
Okay. Let's see here.
Because you've talked about it so much, right? So we need to get.
Yeah, his name is Bill Victor.
Okay.
Hold on 1 second. So I'm calling him. Hello? Hello? Can you hear me?
It's Bill. Hi.
Bill, can you hear me?
We can't hear you.
Bill, why don't you try to call me?
Sorry.
Yeah, but he is the head executive producer of this film. There's two people, Emil Harris and Bill Victor. Arucan is his name, and without him, this film would not have happened. Hello, Bill. Yeah, hello. Hey, Bill.
Hi.
You're live on air right now.
Awesome. Hey, everyone. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for joining us. Can you tell us a little bit about this project?
We're talking about Staycation?
We are, yeah.
Yes, we are.
It's a comedy horror film that was a brainstorm from Russ, and I got to bring in to life the character Rob Peterson, which I don't know if Russ has said anything, but has been in all of his films. And I finally got to play that character and bring it to life.
Oh wow, that's incredible.
Yes, the Rob Peterson. So the Peterson name is kind of like a gimmick in a lot of my films. You know, you hear the Peterson name. I've done 6 feature films. This is my 6th one. So the Peterson name is kind of a gag. So I said, hey, Bill, you want to play a Peterson? He's like, sure. And that's what he's playing.
How did this like partnership come about? Like,
what was that, Bill? Was it Assassin's Apprentice or Whisper?
2019, it was on the set of Assassin's Apprentice, and then we bonded because we liked Star Trek, and then the bond kept growing that he said, hey, you know, why don't I put you in Routine, which is the pandemic horror film, and that was actually the first film that you heard Rob Peterson.
Yes, and that's the prequel to Staycation, which is now, I told him, Bill, that we got distribution, and it's now called Apocalypse Death Party.
Isn't that a cool name?
yeah, it is. It's very intense.
Yeah. So Bill actually reprised his role for Apocalypse Death Party.
Oh, that's amazing.
From Routine, yeah.
Okay, so it's a prequel?
This is so Routine is kind of like a midquel in a sense, you know, even though it was done before.
Okay.
So it takes place in the middle of the story. And actually the characters, Rob Peterson and also Cassie from Routine reprise their roles. You'll see Cassie in the supermarket section of this film. And then Rob Peterson is a radio jockey. So he's like, his voice is heard throughout the film and you see him at the very end.
Oh, that's really cool. Because I was thinking, like, maybe, you know, a spoiler, that he survives if he's going to be in the other one. But he could not.
The sequel. Yeah, we're talking about the sequel. I don't know. Do you survive, Bill?
I don't know.
He's waiting for the call to see if he's in the script.
Rob Peterson again in the sequel.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a pleasure to work with Bill. And, hint, hint, I think you're back.
Yeah. Exclusive.
Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing. What do you think about the change in the name?
I love Staycation initially, but with distribution, I even love it more with Apocalypse Death Party.
Yeah. How exciting is it for you as an actor and you as a director to finally get distribution and know that many people are going to stumble across it and find it?
Well, for me, Bill, is the word phew.
Yeah.
No, I'm just grateful. Very, very grateful to people like Bill and just Harris. I mentioned Harris, Bill. Shout out to him in heaven. I just hope he's like he does.
I'm very proud of you, especially how you've taken it and now added, the second film as well. So it's really incredible.
Yeah. There's been so much energy behind Staycation from all the film festivals that Staycation has entered and has won so many awards and nations. It just seemed logical that, oh my gosh, we're going to get a really good distributor to go to the next level.
Yeah, a reviewer. So we've been getting reviews for this film, and it's been getting consistently around a 7.5 out of 10 score. And one reviewer said, this is the first pandemic era film that I saw where it's done with a comedic twist.
Oh, wow, that's really cool. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's a unique angle for us. Yeah. So that's why it's Apocalypse Death Party.
Yeah, because also like during this time there was a lot of changes with people. Yeah, we're very scared and anxious, but also there was a lot of humor that got people through it. So it's cool that you have a feature that is talking about this.
Yeah, so I mean that's why it has been winning Best Comedy at several festivals. At Shock Fest, which is a premier horror festival. We won our first award there, right, Bill? You were there in Vegas to accept it.
It was amazing with Lean Deeds.
Yeah. I was going to ask you, Bill, because I see, I have Russell on Instagram, and I see how many festivals he's attending and stuff. Does he make it a required attendance for you as well, or have you gotten to travel and go to see it in
he's been to several.
Yeah?
I really enjoy them. It's a great opportunity to see everyone and just be part of that red carpet.
Yeah, that's really cool. Do you like to? I know when it's very earning a lot of awards and stuff like that. Do you like to go in and watch it again, or is it to a point where you like to hang back and do the Q&A after?
I actually like watching it multiple times because I see something new each time that I didn't see the last time. So it's kind of cool.
Well, God bless you, Bill, because I can't watch it anymore.
I was gonna ask you. It's not a testament to the work itself. It's
No,
just it's
no.
literally you see it so much.
I've seen this 100
Yeah.
times, and yeah, at this point, I go in at the beginning, I say, hey, everybody, thank you for watching the film, and then I walk out, and 90 minutes later, I come back in and go, thank you for watching the film,
Yeah.
and if we do a Q&A, then yeah.
Do you stay back and listen to the audience reactions?
Sometimes, yeah, because there are moments in this film where I laughed out loud during the post-production process. It's just like just one scene, and I won't spoil it, but it has cats in it.
Okay.
And it just, every time I just was laughing out loud, just to myself, you know, when I was watching it. So I said, if I'm getting that reaction, you know, consistently, I think other people will too.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
All right, Bill, anything else you want the listeners to know about this film? Anything?
And it really started with routine, right, Russ? If that didn't hit with the film festivals,
Yeah.
I don't know, vacation would be.
Yeah, no, Routine did win like won like Best Isolation Film at the Philip K. Dick Film Festival. That was a very premiere one. It has screened at places like Idlewild and all that. So yeah, it did well. And because it did well, we were able to do Staycation. And thank you, Bill, for being a part of it.
And thank you for having me on it. And I hope it becomes like a franchise because I think there's something here. It's such a great film, comedic, horror, pandemic. I'm like, oh my gosh, who's done that yet? I think it's just us.
Yeah, knock on wood. But yeah, I agree with you.
That's awesome. So thank you for being the pioneers of this new genre, pandemic productions here. Yeah, it's exciting, and hopefully we get to see it soon. So where is it getting distribution again?
So it's Despop Entertainment, subsidiary of Twin Engines Global, and it will be released around the summer of 2025. So right now, I'm actually delivering the deliverables to the distributor.
Amazing. Yeah, that's the first day of spring, right? So
it is the first day.
Now,
Happy spring, everybody!
Happy spring. So it's just one more season and we'll get it.
Yeah, that was when I had a Zoom meeting with them. I said I would like to release it in the summer, so that's our game plan.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be a summer blockbuster, right?
Knock on wood, cross our fingers. Yes, I agree.
That's awesome. Are you paused with the festival screenings, or are you still going to this?
No, we are, but obviously the distribution takes priority at this point.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, I actually am going to one in Oklahoma next week.
Oh, Oklahoma. Are you going to be there, Bill?
No, he's not going to be
He's
there.
busy.
yeah. But it's called the Bare Bones Film Festival, and they've treated my films, including Routine, very well. So yeah, I'm going to show up there. But this is, I planned that trip before we got distribution, you know.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway.
And lastly, I'm going to ask you, Bill and Russell, has there been any reactions from the audience that you didn't expect, something that they laughed at that you didn't know they were going to laugh at?
Bill?
Oh, let me think about that.
No, well, I wasn't setting out to direct a pure comedy. I'll put it that way. So when we won Best Comedy at Shockfest in November of last year, it did take me by surprise. And then we kept winning Best Comedy. And I'm going, okay, I guess we have a comedy. Yeah, there are comedic elements in the film, but I wasn't like setting out to direct a comedy, and it turned into one, I guess. You know, I mean, yeah. And I'm very happy, don't get me wrong, I'm very happy. But yeah, I was directing RoboCop, which is not a comedy, you know, but RoboCop is a dark A story. Like, we have a dark A story in this film, and it's interspersed with these kind of like silly, crazy commercials, like crazy Clown Vitz vitamins, or these news programs, you know, and it's supposed to be like comic relief, like it was in RoboCop. So that's what I was setting out to direct. How about you, Bill?
And when I was at Shockfest, all the audience was intently looking at the movie all the time. And I'm like, oh my gosh, usually people are distracted, but they were watching it. I'm like, oh my gosh, they really like this.
I'm very grateful for that reaction. It is very difficult as a filmmaker to tell what I have, you know, because I've watched it so many times. So I can't tell. It's very difficult. And same thing when the reviewers, I was waiting with bated breath because I didn't know what kind of score they would give us. So I was very relieved, pleasantly surprised they gave us like around a 7.5 out of 10. That's a very good score.
Yeah, audiences are very, critical nowadays. Especially.
Very
yeah,
critical,
because they're
yeah.
watching so much stuff. So.
Yeah.
Were you gonna say something, Bill?
Oh no, they're definitely very critical. So I'm like, oh my gosh, we'll know in the first 2 minutes. But they stuck with it. They were like, oh my god, they're really intently watching this. This is fantastic.
I love that.
Yeah. Another thing, lastly, like, do you have any like fun stories from the set that? Because I know it was such an interesting time, right, to film this, but like anything that stood out to you?
Bill? It's for you.
It's for you. Sorry, Bill.
There's the COVID protocols. And we had
I knew you were going to say it.
officer.
Yes, I knew you were going to say that.
Oh, I want to know. What is this?
Advising everybody.
The COVID compliance officer, which you need to hire when you do a Screen Actors Guild
Okay.
film. Yeah, a SAG-AFTRA film.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's called the CCO.
Okay.
And his role was to keep us in compliance with like the zoning requirements between like Zone A and Zone B. A is like anybody who can interact with each other, and Zone B is everybody else. So, during COVID, you couldn't interact, right? And they were very strict about that. So, for instance, you had to get tested. You have to test, obviously, negative. They took your temperature. What else? It was like a TSA check-in, right, Bill? Like everybody had to go through, like, we had to line up in a line, and it took us like 30 minutes to an hour just to get into the warehouse to film.
Yeah.
You remember that?
Which I thought was so comedic. Like, oh my gosh, we should add this to Staycation too.
You could have just filmed.
Coming around to spray your hand with a spray.
Yeah. And you remember every hour we had to air out the warehouse. Remember that?
Absolutely. I remember that.
That means if you're doing an 8-minute take, let's say, it doesn't matter. Right on the hour, 6 minutes in, he's like, okay, you have to cut.
This was the same guy the whole time?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and don't get me wrong, I'm happy to comply. I really am. But yeah, it did eat into the efficiency of filming. It did eat into the budgets, but that was expected.
You didn't have any.
Especially with makeup, because then you put your mask on, you take it off, you have to touch up. It was a nightmare.
Oh my goodness! Everything after that must seem so easy, huh? Filming.
Well, yeah, I mean, especially with actors, with the makeup, you're gonna smudge it with a mask. What can you do? And then for us, we had to wear this like face covering. It was even.
Oh,
worse.
you had like this.
Yeah. It was interesting.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm glad that I'm glad that it made it out the other end. I feel like a lot of filmmakers might have given up on it before.
You can laugh now, I guess, and I am proud of this, and Bill knows this, but nobody got sick on my set.
Yeah,
I was very strict about that. Yeah.
That's amazing.
So I do take that seriously. This may be a comedy film, but when it comes to COVID, I was very strict about it. Yeah. So
you did it right. You did it right.
Thank you.
Oh, that's amazing. Okay, so we're so excited to like get to watch it soon in the summer, and congratulations on all the awards. Anything else you want the viewers to know?
Well, I guess for me, if you want to see my work, go to Russem Productions, which is RUSSEM as in Mary.com. That's basically a combination of my first and last name. And for you, it's Bill, Alien Donut Films, right?
Alien Donut Film.
Yeah.
That's so cool. Are you the alien donut? Or what is it? Usually if it's,
Are you the alien or the donut?
Yeah.
You like to love an alien and a donut.
There we go. And there's so much going on with the name change and with the production names. That's so cool.
Yeah. So remember, Bill, it's Apocalypse Death Party. Everybody remember that.
Oh yeah, because you got
the name.
Yeah, the poster.
Yeah. It may say Staycation here, but we're in an interim period where both names are like on the Internet Movie Database.
Yeah.
You'll see both names at this point. Yeah.
And there will be a new poster, right?
There will be a new poster. There will be a new trailer. There's a lot of things that we're doing for this trailer.
This is prototype posters. So
this is a teaser poster, and we do have a trailer, but it's like a teaser trailer. It was more dramatic, and we need one that's more comedic. So there's elements that you'll see.
That's awesome. So many elements, coming together. So
it's a lot.
Yeah,
it's a lot of work.
So the public can finally watch it.
I hope.
At home.
And I hope everybody enjoys it. And thank you for the interview. Thank you to Maya TV, to you for having me. So
thank you for coming back. So we
Oh,
haven't had a lot of people that are just, you're like our third person that's been here a second time. So
Oh, really?
Yeah, so it's awesome to see because it's been a year now, kind of, right?
It has been a year, yeah.
Yeah, so amazing to see what this film has gone through and to finally see it get distribution. It's really exciting.
Thank you.
Okay, so anything else? Or say bye to Bill?
Say bye, Bill.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, nice to meet you on the phone.
See you at the movies.
All right, see you at the
See you at the
movies.
movies. All
Have a
right.
good day, Bill.
Thanks, bye.
Bye.
All right, so bye to Bill, and I like to thank you for your time, and bye to everyone at My TV. We hope you stick around for more. Thank you.
Thank you so much.